I spent years trapped between life and death, and when I woke, the secret I carried wasn't mine to tell. In the quiet suburban town of Ashland, Oregon, in 2015, Elise Morgan was a beloved middle school literature teacher, known for her warm smile and her fierce commitment to her students. The halls of Ashland Middle School buzzed with youthful energy, but Elise was a calm, steady presence, an island of patience in the daily chaos of adolescence. Her world was books and poems, gentle conversations, and after-school tutoring sessions. But her ordinary life shattered one cold November evening. Returning home from a late parent-teacher conference, Elise was suddenly found unconscious in her driveway, a brutal blow to the head rendering her speechless and immobile. She was rushed to the hospital and soon slipped into a coma, a suspended state between life and death that neither doctors nor family expected her to survive. Weeks passed quietly. Months slipped by with no sign of awakening. The small community whispered stories of tragedy and loss. Yet deep inside that motionless shell, Elise's mind was awake, but not in the way anyone could have imagined. When Elise finally awoke from her coma 5 years later, in 2020, she carried with her a story that stunned her doctors and bewildered law enforcement. She spoke of witnessing the murder of a man she did not know, describing the grisly details with such clarity that police reopened a cold case, one that had puzzled detectives and left a family broken. But who was this man? And how had Elise's mind, lost in darkness, captured someone else's nightmare? This is the story of Elise Morgan's journey through darkness, memory, and the haunting truth revealed from the very edge of consciousness. Elise Morgan's awakening in 2020 was only the beginning of a harrowing journey into a mystery she never wanted to uncover. As she slowly regained strength, memories flickered, not of her own accident, but of a violent murder that had nothing to do with her. These were not dreams or hallucinations, but vivid, visceral recollections of someone else's final moments. On her first day conscious, amid the white hum of hospital machines, Elise recounted a stranger's murder in painstaking detail. The scene, the weapon, even a fragment of the murderer's voice. The local police were skeptical. Why would a woman who had been in a coma for 5 years reveal such specifics? Yet what she described matched an unsolved homicide from 2017, involving a man named Carl Hayes, a janitor at a nearby high school, found strangled in a storage closet. Investigators reopened the cold case, stunned by the accuracy of Elise's statements. The case file had languished, evidence scarce, witnesses silent. But Elise named details only the killer could have known. The exact knot used to tie the victim's hands, the angle of a broken shelf, and the chilling phrase the murderer whispered. This is just the beginning. The town of Ashland, once peaceful, now buzzed with rumors and fear. How was it possible that Elise, plunged into darkness by a brutal attack, had absorbed these memories? Neuroscientists interviewed by the media speculated about a rare phenomenon, acquired or transferred memories during coma states, where the brain, in a state of heightened vulnerability, might tap into other people's psychic imprints from trauma. Yet, the more Elise shared, the more complicated the truth became. 2 months into her recovery, new confessions surfaced. One anonymous letter hinted at Carl Hayes' death being linked to a shadowy figure, a teacher at Ashland High rumored to have a violent past. Elise began to suffer debilitating headaches each time she tried to dig deeper, as if her mind was warning her to stop. Then came the pause, the moment where the line between reality and nightmare blurred. One night, Elise dreamt of a face, blurred and crying out for help. Could her mind be playing tricks to protect her sanity? Or was the murderer closer than anyone imagined? Amid the investigation, Elise's closest ally became Dr. Mark Renner, a neurologist fascinated with the mysteries of memory and consciousness. He believed Elise's coma brain had somehow picked up traumatic information in ways modern science barely understood, forcing Elise into a position of reluctant witness without knowing it. Ashland's police chief, however, was less convinced. "We chase ghosts, not facts," he said in a tense town hall meeting. "This story cannot replace evidence." But then Elise's memories led police to another break, a hidden locker in the high school's basement, containing a stamped business card with the name Anna Pierce and the phrase, "Keep secrets safe." Anna Pierce was an enigmatic substitute teacher, one who had disappeared shortly after the murder. Was she the killer, a witness, or another victim of this tangled web? As media swarmed and town tensions peaked, Elise wrestled with her role. Was she a conduit for truth, or a prisoner of a mind haunted by shadows? Her revelations put her life in danger. Threats arrived, forcing her to move under protection. The investigation took an unexpected and dramatic turn in late 2020, when police located Anna Pierce, living quietly in a neighboring town under an assumed name. The once elusive substitute teacher was brought in for questioning. Under pressure, Anna broke and confessed to being involved, not as a killer, but as a witness trapped in a violent secret. According to Anna, Carl Hayes had discovered disturbing truths about a powerful local figure involved in a web of corruption and abuse linked to Ashland's school district board. Carl threatened to expose this shadow network. On that fateful night in 2017, he was ambushed by an unknown assailant in the dark basement storage room where Anna had been hiding. The twist. Anna revealed that Elise's attacker, years earlier, was no random mugger, but someone linked to the same corrupt cabal. The blow that put Elise in a coma was intended to silence any accidental witnesses, but it failed in a cruel irony. Elise became an unwilling psychic eyewitness. For months after her awakening, Elise grappled with the burden of this knowledge, plagued by flashes of violence and whispered threats. Yet, armed with Anna's testimony and Elise's remarkable memories, detectives finally arrested the real killer, a high-ranking official who had operated with impunity for decades. The courtroom drama was intense. Elise testified via video link, her voice hesitant but resolute. "I don't remember how I knew," she told the court, "but I could see it all, every detail. It was like another life trapped inside me." Her words, coupled with forensic evidence uncovered from the basement, led to a conviction. The official received a life sentence, and Ashland began to heal. But the story did not end there. Elise Morgan's case raised profound questions. Can memories belong to someone else? How reliable is the human mind when fractured by trauma?
Don't forget to subscribe to Real Mystery Reports for more strange, dark, and profoundly human stories. New true mysteries every day.